Okay, greetings, teachers in charge. Today, my group and I, which consists of Joycelyn, Mark, Mahis, Ang Jun Heng, and Gina, will be presenting our Bailey Phase 2 project. So, moving on to firstly, business understanding. The main business problem is that 26.5% of Singtel customers have discontinued their services. So, because the customers are the main driving force behind the company, it is crucial for us to find why these customers choose to churn. So, then once we find this out, we can then suggest preventive measures to take in order to decrease the future churn rate of their customers. So, the business objectives will firstly be to find the current factors behind the current churn rate. Secondly, to reduce the future churn rate of Singtel. And lastly, to improve those factors that might have caused the increasing churn rate.
Okay, so I'll be presenting 3.2, which is data understanding. So for 3.2, we use read Excel and store operator to import the given data set. And under this import configuration wizard, so for the data types, we change those data that have yes or no, which means two different data to binomial. Yeah, and then we use a retrieve operator to retrieve the data and show the results. So for the results, okay, so this will be the results. And in the result, we have there are issues identified. And for example, for tenure, there are 13 missing values. And for total charges, there are 11 missing values. There are missing values for total charges because when tenure is equal 0, which means the customers had just joined in the current month and the customer is not yet charged, and hence there is no total charges available, thus leaving the field as blank. And when tenure is blank, the total charges for that same record will be 0 because in order to find total charges, we need to multiply the tenure with the monthly charges. However, without any information on the tenure, which is the number of months of the customer subscription, there is no way to compute the total charge of that particular customers, and hence resulting the answers to be 0. Yes. So many values provided are incorrect where they do not tally with the formula, which is total charges equal tenor times the monthly charges.
Okay, so for part 3.3, firstly we remove we replace the no internet service of in the attributes device protection, online security, TV service, and tech support from no internet service to no. And then we also replace the churn, the yes and no to churn and loyal respectively. So for the main part of solving the issue, we use replace missing value to replace the value in the missing value in tenure. So we select attribute filter type of single and the attribute tenure and set it to 0. The reason to why we set it to 0 is that because we assume that these missing values are actually customers that join in the current month, and because 0 represents joining in current month, hence we set the value to 0, which makes these records as customers joining in the current month. So secondly, we also correct the incorrect values in the old total charges and generated a new total charges attribute, which has the function of tenure multiplied by monthly charges. We use the select attribute operator to remove attributes such as gender, customer ID, the total charges, as well as the new total charges. So we remove gender because Singtel is a telecommunications company. They cater their telecommunication services to everyone, regardless of their gender. There is no specific gender to which the company caters to. As such, we felt that gender is not a deciding factor as to whether a customer churns or not, which is why we removed the attribute. We also remove customer ID because it is an attribute that will not affect whether a customer churns or not. The customer ID is simply a unique identification given to each customer, and there is no special features or extra charges that a customer can incur based on their customer ID. As such, it has zero impact on whether or not a customer churns, and hence it was removed. We also removed the old total charges because the computation of these total charges is wrong for certain records. As such, we remove the total charges column and replace with the new uh, actual total charges which we created in the generate attribute operator. However, we also removed the actual the new total charges because we felt that customers will not look at what they have already spent or paid Singtel and when they are deciding whether they want to leave or not, or whether they have left, because it is already in the past, the cost has already been incurred. So they will be more likely actually to look at monthly charges instead, which we have included in this prediction. And we retain all these services such as internet service, mobile service, tech support, device protection, because we felt that this may have uh, an impact on the customer because some other telecommunication companies may not have such services that Singtel provide. Hence, there may be a degree of impact on whether the customer churns or not. And also, we kept tenure contract and as well as monthly charges because we felt that customer that is on contract is less likely to leave because there will be penalties charged if they terminate. And for tenure, we felt that maybe if a customer was with the company for a longer period of time, it is less likely for them to leave because they are already very loyal and have been enjoying Singtel services for a long time. And for monthly charges, we felt that actually because of the price is a very important factor. Uh, if there is other companies offering the same services at a lower price or uh, yeah, at a lower monthly charge, customers are more likely to leave. And for the last part of 3.3, we use the set row operator to set churn the attribute to a label because to target row label because this is the attribute that we are going to predict.
Okay, so following the current process, we're gonna add the operator split data, we're gonna set two individual ratios. So the first one will be 0.7 and the second one will be 0.3. So this way we can actually get two sets of data in which 70% of the data, which is the first ratio, will be used for our training, and the 30% of the data, the remaining ones, will be used for testing. So this will we split the data this way to show how accurate the model is, and because there's a larger set of data where the model can be trained on, it is more likely to be more accurate. However, we didn't want to use a larger percentage than 70-30 because we found that, or rather we feel that 10 or 20% of data to test on is rather small. So the 70-30 ratio is actually like the best for us. Yeah. And then after that we also added the decision tree model, or rather decision tree operator, and we set the parameters to the criterion to gain ratio, maximum that to 20, where we apply pruning and pre-pruning with a confidence of 0.25 and a minimal gain of 0.03, and the leaf size of minimal leaf size of 2, and minimal size for split to 4, and the number of pre-pruning to 3. We decided to use the minimal gain of 0.03 as anything more would be give us too little insights, and anything less would give us too much information to work with. So next, we actually use the apply model operator to link it to the second partition of our split data operator, and we use this to train the model using 70% of training data and build a model so that the remaining 30%, which is testing data, can be applied to the training model and used to predict the attribute. This will allow us to get a result of whatever you see on the screen now, which is the example set from apply model, where we will have a total of 2,113 examples, 4 special attributes, and 11 regular attributes. We also added in the performance operator to evaluate the performance of the model, linking the label port from performance and apply model together, and the two output ports to the two results on the right. And this will give us the confusion matrix, as you can see on your screen now. And the performance matrix result will be used for evaluation. And there are actually there are columns, one loyal, true loyal, one true churn, as well as rows, one predicted loyal and predicted churn. And the accuracy of this model is 75.91%.
So the confusion matrix has an accuracy of 75.91% for the number of prediction made. Although it's not the closest to the perfect one, it's the best decision tree that we can come up with after many trial and errors. So there are a total of 2,113 predictions used to assess the performance of this model. So the model predicted that 1,983 customers were loyal and did not churn, while 1,500 and 13 of them are predicted correctly, while 470 of them were wrong. So this results to an accuracy of 76.30%, where it means that whenever the model predicts loyal, it has a probability of 76.30% being accurate. So the model also predicted that 130 customers would leave Singtel, and 91 of them were predicted correctly and did actually leave Singtel, while 39 of them are predicted wrongly. So this then results to an accuracy of 70%. And for class recall, for true loyal by column, there are accuracy of 97.49%, where 1,513 out of the 1,552 total predicted loyal were actually loyal customers. And for true churn by column, there was an accuracy of 16.22%, where only 91 out of the 561 total predicted true churn are actually churn. And for the decision tree, we have come up with observations such as, firstly, customers who are on contracts are more likely to be loyal, and customers who paid less than $96.68 per month are more loyal, and that majority of the customers who have been with the company for only 1 month and only have internet service are more likely to churn. And customers on contract who pay less than $96.95 per month have subscribed for TV services have all churned. And next, we also observed that customers on contract but have applied for TV services have also churned. And we also observed that customers who are not on contract and have not subscribed for internet services are most likely to leave if they are senior citizens and have been with the company for less than 2 months. And last but not least, we observed that customers who are not on contract and have subscribed to internet service but does not have mobile services have churned.
Okay, now we'll be moving on to the recommendations. So for first recommendation, because customers with contracts tend to be more loyal, so Singtel should focus more on their marketing of their contract. So this will possibly increase customer loyalty as they legally bind both the customer and the company. Then moreover, if the customers choose to terminate their contract, they have to pay certain penalties, hence possibly reducing future churn rate. Secondly, Singtel can also better market and inform their customers about the incentives and all that they can get from the contracts. And yeah, this will help get, and also about the other programs that they have, like the TV service and tech support, device protection, and online security. Then this can get more customers aware that they have to sign up for the other programs individually, and thus reduce future churn rate due to customers not being aware of the procedures of the company. Lastly, Singtel can also provide 30-day trial periods for their different services, which is implemented as soon as the customer signs up for their internet service. So this allows the customers to get a taste of what these programs have to offer, and at the end of the trial period, if the customer wishes to continue the service, they can call up Singtel and inform them that they wish to continue the service. Okay, for our next recommendation will be that because customers did not really enjoy the TV services, Singtel should focus and improve on their TV services to increase customer satisfaction. For example, they can conduct surveys or have customers review their subscribed they can have reviews from their subscribed customers and see what else they would like to have available on their televisions, like new channels, more TVs, or TV recording. And lastly, for senior citizens, Singapore should purchase more television programs that are attractive and suitable for the elderly, such as Chinese soap opera, in order to help mitigate any future senior citizens from churning. Singapore should also make a consistent effort to market their available programs to their senior citizen customers too. This will attract them to want to subscribe for the television services, for which they have to buy the internet service. And with that, we've come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.